Greetings folks, and welcome to Study Week 7 in Cooperative Learning. As they say, our time flies when you're having fun. Okay, so this week and continuing for Study Weeks 8 and 9, your focus is Wiki topic number 3. And this is all about creating what is known as a thinking platform for learning. Okay, so let's just capture what we've done so far in the unit, so you get an overall picture and a feel for what's happening. So you're learning about cooperative learning by cooperating, and the key strategy, of course, is group work, but it's also about the process of researching. So you are researching in a group, and in doing so, you are learning about these topics. If you haven't already realized, it's a very powerful way and a very enduring way for you to go along and learn things. Okay, so you started with a wiki on cooperative learning, and this is the one that I'm going to be focusing on for feedback, which is going to be provided this week. So in that particular wiki, what you've done is you've researched what is meant by cooperative learning. And you've gone out there in the big cyber world, and you've done some research. And you've come to conclusions about what cooperative learning is, and that should be reflected in your wiki. The second topic then takes a little bit of a deviation in the sense that I'm wanting you to look at brain theory and what are the links to cooperative learning. In other words, how does brain theory inform cooperative learning? What's happening in the process of cooperative learning in terms of brain theory? Now this topic really does give you some scope to dig deep to understand what happens in cooperative learning and why. I guess it's a little bit of a helping hand on this, and I hope you're going back to each wiki across the study session where you're refining it as you come across new ingredients. What I'd like you to think about in these topics is not to be closed in the sense of, putting some boundaries around what you're going to be researching, but to research fairly broadly, and in doing so understanding the field and then making judgments about what is critically important to your understanding and of course to this unit and the particular topics, and putting that into your wiki. But this week, Study Week 7, we're looking at creating the thinking platform. In other words, this is about the environment in which is required for cooperative learning. How do we optimize cooperative learning? And topic 4, of course, will be concluding with assessment, evaluation and reporting. Yes, folks, this week is feedback week. So I've gone through and I've had a look at all the wikis that have been developed, and all of those that were submitted on time. You're invited to some feedback. And this feedback will be conducted via a Zoom. So this will be a bit like a tutorial, a bit like a face-to-face tutorial, but of course we're using technology. So folks, here are the times when you basically can have feedback. Any time between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. this Thursday, and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Friday. First in, best dressed. A little bit more about the procedure in booking a time shortly. Okay, so we're going to spend some time doing some feedback. Allow yourself about half an hour. So first of all, we're going to have a discussion about cooperative learning. What have we learned by cooperating? By being involved in a unit on cooperative learning. By taking on the various roles. What are the problems you've encountered and how have you solved them? Then I'm going to get in and give you some feedback on wiki number 1. So I'm going to be providing you with some guidance as to how I think you can improve, but also where you've done really well and where, of course, where you could improve. Now to capture that, I'm also going to use the assessment criteria because all these wikis are graded by a marker at the end of the unit. So I'm going to take you through the assessment criteria in line with wiki number 1 so you get a sense of what you're aiming for in terms of a grade, but also how well you're performing. And of course, plenty of opportunity for question and answers. Okay, so to book a session. So the times are Thursday and Friday, as you can see there, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. First of all, folks, download Zoom to your computer and familiarise yourself so you know how it's going to work. Of course, you need a microphone and you'll need capacity for speakers. Now, with your group, decide when you want to meet with me between those times. First in, best dressed. Send me a text. Folks, that's the best way. Don't send me an email, send me a text. There's my number. Now, on that text, you just simply say Wiki Group X, and we'd like 3 p.m. Thursday, or whatever the time might be. I will then send you an email confirmation with your meeting Zoom link. And, of course, you'll be familiar with Zoom. All you do is click on the link at your required time, and the meeting will start. So remember, you're going to meet, familiarise yourself with Zoom, and send me a text via my mobile. Study group, time, can't go wrong. Well, folks, as I say, we're into study week 7. I hope you're having fun. Time certainly flies when you're having fun. And of course, I'd like to conclude by wishing you all, of course, season's greetings. I hope you're safe, and of course you have a happy time. And I will see you for feedback. That's your lot.